Hey everyone, it's Stellar Steel, and it's time to steal yourself with a new Let's Play of Kirby's Dream Land 2. Now, Kirby's Dream Land 2 doesn't really have any emotional stuff with me, but personally, it's really just a joyride, so why don't we go and hop right in, because it's an amazing little game for a nice little time. Alright, so let's go in the first level. So here we are in Grasslands. I always love the little cinematics that happen before the game starts. Oh, nice little reference to Ball Kirby. We haven't seen that power-up since Kirby's Adventure. It was a meh power-up. So here we have sort of like an overworld-style feature from like Mario Brothers 3. I don't know. Really, it's interesting. I would say this is really the only time that Kirby's ever done this, but I forgot that this came back in later games. It feels kind of strange with this happening on the Game Boy, personally. Seeing like a little stage layout like this. You don't really see this in a ton of Game Boy games. Walk around like sort of such front close-up, I don't know, overworld. Anyways, let's go and hop on the first level. Of course, you just press up to enter the doors. And the basic. Alright, so basically, just like Kirby Dream Land 1, which that game, if I had a Let's Play for that, that would literally be like half an hour, maybe an hour, because of the difficulty. The secret level is a little bit hard. Oh, there's a broom hatter. They would give a power, but they're not. So basically, with Kirby, you can press B to swallow. If you didn't reconfigure controls or something else. Press down. We'll press B to inhale, down to swallow, and then you can, if an enemy has a special power, you can absorb it. We'll get into that a little bit later. You can see the lives that show 2 by Kirby's face, what level we are in, his current emotion or power he has. His health bar is down left, and the score, which don't know why people decided scores mattered, but I guess Candy Crush kind of started that phase. Anyways, so just like similar to Mario, except it's a bit easier to get lives. There's a collectible to get lives. If you grab 7 of these stars, you can see the star meter filling up down there. You'll get a 1-up. So this is pretty cool. So, yeah. Alright, let's go on through the level. There's not too much around here. I do like the scenery, we'll say, though. I don't remember the name of those enemies, but I will say that enemy up there was a Bronto Burt. Bronto Burt! I love Kirby's Avalanche. Bronto Burt. Alright. Not too much. You can also float with Kirby. I do love the floating animation. Although this game runs basically the same engine as Kirby's Dream Land 1. Oh, Poppet Bros Jr. right there. He does seem to have lost his bomb bag. Maybe you should go buy some more with, I don't know, 20 rupees. Oh, here's our first enemy. Parasol-look enemy. I forget the enemy name for that. Someone's going to probably call me out saying, oh, the enemy's named this. But here we have a Parasol power-up. Very nice. It's similar to the sword. Unfortunately, the sword power-up isn't in this, even though it's a sword-type enemy we'll encounter later on. Here's a nice little antidote drink that'll heal half your health. Very nice. Another star. Very nice, very nice. I will say, though, the Parasol functions very nicely. The hitbox is a little bit broken, I will say, though. Not too bad. You can also float down. Well, never mind, the hitbox didn't do that good. You can also float. If you let go of every single button, you can move around with the D-pad, too. Very nice, except being on a D-pad with a cheap controller, like me, would be a bit better. It would be better if you didn't have a cheap controller. D-pads are a bit strange to work with sometimes. Depends on what kind of D-pad you're working with. And analog sticks don't work the best too sometimes. For, of course, Game Boy games. They're built around a D-pad. Back there was like a chick-type enemy. They reused a handful of enemies from Kirby's Dream Land 1. It's interesting. Oh, and most levels are pretty short. Right here, when you see the star above the door, that means you got the goal, and you have a goal game. When I was doing this in my practice run, I sucked really bad at this. You press A at the right time, you go high enough. Ah! You're so close. As you go up, you'll reach ranks, you get various items. You can eventually get all the items, which is pretty cool. You can even get a 1-up if you go high enough. Go to level 2. Oh, ooh. Oh, wait. I actually forgot that you could swap palettes with the Super Game Boy. Okay, funny story. I'll go ahead and talk about the Super Game Boy while I'm waiting. I love how that enemy just disappeared. So the Super Game Boy... wait, try to remember to get rid of a power. Select. Yeah, so it's a bit different. I was actually trying to get GameCube controller. You probably saw with the trailer. It looked like this tinted red color. That's because the Super Game Boy actually enhances features of, I like the shaking star animation. The Super Game Boy actually enhances features for Game Boy games. Some Game Boy games are built specifically for it, as you can see by the border. Very nice, like the Kirby. And we'll get into those animal friends around the screen in a little bit. Actually, we'll be getting it very soon. But Super Game Boy basically enhances features, and oh, here we have a little mini boss. It's kind of like a needle enemy. Strangely, though, this is an enemy that's fire. I don't know if it's like a soot enemy. It's really strange. Yay! Somehow, but yeah, we also got that fire enemy. I think it's like a flame wheel or something. I don't know. What is this, Pokemon? Pretty sure that's not it. And it takes a long time to charge for some reason. Yeah, Super Game Boy enhances the power of Game Boy games. Allows for multiple colors to be displayed on screen. Well, much more enhanced stuff. And, of course, borders, which look nice. Many games were specifically made for this kind of stuff. I noticed this bag up here actually doesn't hurt you. But that guy can totally hurt you, so watch out. Okay. One thing I don't like about the fire power-up, it's a bit of a short fuse. Haha, no pun unintended, but... Oh, crap. Alright. So when you defeat a boss, before they might explode, but if you defeat a boss and then suck them up, you get their power, although we already had the fire power-up. So here we have the introduction of Animal Buddies from Kirby's Dream Land 2. This is the main gimmick. Once you jump on the Animal Buddy, it changes the music, which I'm sure not a lot of people like, but once you get... I mean, once you start off hearing a long track that normally loops forever, it sounds pretty good, but, you know, that's my personal opinion. Looking at you, flying music from Xenoblade Chronicles X. So what's nice about this is there's only actually a handful of power-ups, I believe only 7 in Kirby's Dream Land 2, but you can combine the power-ups with animals. For example, Rick, if you combine fire with, he breathes fire, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty nice power. Percy actually drew some art based on Rick, because I love Rick so much. Although it looks kind of like a blob in this, kind of weird. I do really like the fact that they actually added the Dream Friends back into Kirby Star Allies. Very nice update, can't wait for the future updates, and unfortunately all the stuff has to be spoiled. When will the developers ever learn to stop leaving remnants behind for future DLC? I'm actually a little worried that, I know they promised it would be free DLC for later on, but I feel like since people keep spoiling this kind of stuff, I feel like the developers might actually eventually make the DLC not free. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking stuff. I highly doubt that will even happen, but then again, Nintendo decided to make a paid online service. They're getting free NES games. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know about this. I don't know if this is a personal preference or not, but sometimes when I press A on those endgame mini-games, I feel like the Animal Buddies actually kind of weigh me down sometimes. Also, I love how the Super Game Boy just spoils the names for us, and whatever. So, on to level 3. Oh, yeah, also, most stages have a boss stage. We'll get into that in a little bit, too. Don't you just love this music? Get used to it, because you're going to hear it for a long time. Oh, one other thing about them, I forgot to mention about Animal Buddies. So many things to talk about. Animal Buddies have a separate health bar. You can get off them just by dropping their power as well. First, you have to have a power drop, and then you can get off of them. It's interesting. I love how Rick basically just gets Kirby's power and sucks it up. That was kind of strange. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I remember when Kirby was having a stroke there for a second. So, yeah. Animal Buddies have a separate health bar. So, once they die, Kirby will have health himself. So, it's basically like body armor. You know, of course, you know, Mario can have a Yoshi. Why can't Kirby have a Yoshi? But except in fish and flying form. We all know Yoshi can't swim for some reason in Galaxy 2, which I don't know why they implemented that. Oh, right there was a maximum tomato. It actually fully heals you, which is pretty cool. That's a staple in the Kirby series. Looking at you, Smash Brothers. Thanks for helping with that. Some of these Poppy Bros Juniors. I don't know if in this game they can have maximum tomatoes. I'm pretty sure that's a no, but sometimes they can roll on maximum tomatoes, and you can actually break those maximum tomatoes. You can't actually hurt maximum tomatoes in this game. I'm just saying that for, you know, pretty sure there's a maximum tomato that the Poppy Bros Juniors can roll on. In this game, I think it's just in Kirby's Adventure. Oh, this is something that's a bit special. This is a rainbow drop room, a collectible in the Kirby series, and one of the first Game Boy games to have collectibles, even though it was kind of beyond its predecessor. You want to have Parasol for this. Go back in the room. This is the only time it's going to be forgetful, but you can go back as many times as you want. These are Parasol blocks. You use Parasol with Rick. You can break those very easily. Let's go and collect our first rainbow drop. If you want this, you must collect all rainbow drops to get the best possible ending. There is one in each world. Alright, now we have our first rainbow drop, and the music just goes back being very upbeat and repetitive. Xenoblade Chronicles. I wonder why I didn't finish you. Oh, wow. Yeah, Kirby games can be a bit easy at times, but there's a few later levels that are a bit not very forgiving, and I don't like how the Parasol doesn't have any... It's kind of strange, the invincibility, how it works. I think if you land on enemies... Yeah, it doesn't... That's kind of strange how... Parasol is definitely a power I don't really like with Rick. It's kind of meh. You have to reference the ball power, of course. Oh, we got our first one-up from that. Yeah, it's really not good. I don't know why I keep doing it. Kirby Star Allies. I'm really hoping. Well, I do really like the fact that they added made Rick, Kine, and Q all combinable. Well, they brought them back after like a 20-year, well, like close to 20-year hiatus. But I will say though, I kind of would rather have them separate characters than being their, the same exact thing. Maybe that's just personal preference. That's me just being a greedy little censored word, because YouTube likes to, ruin people's days. Hey, can I finally get that one up? No. I will say that the timing in the minigames for the Kirby Dream Land 2 is very unforgiving compared to newer Kirby games, because they actually show a timer meter for this. In this game, they don't. So, let's go into our first boss without a power. This boss? Wispy Woods, a recurring boss from various Kirby games. The reason why when I was a kid, I was wondering why he had a mask on his face. Turns out that I did some research around the internet and found actually that the fact that it's actually meant to reference spring fever during grass. People have masks on their face. I believe in Japan. I don't know if that's a thing that happens in America. Pretty easy boss. You simply just suck up the apples, so just spit stuff, and then make vines pop out of the ground. It's actually a bit of a tad bit harder variation of Wispy Woods, although Kirby's Dream Land 3 is a bit harder. So, now we're done. We completed the first world. Grab our star, and let's get on out of here. With that, we're done. On the world map, you can see Kirby's with the very nice little gray sprite of Rick. On a warp star, you can warp between the worlds. We will go on the next world in the next episode, because I think this is a good place to stop here, as well as it shows the rainbow drops in the world map, too. So, as you can see, this level, we did not collect a rainbow drop room. I love how I'm stuttering even more my English, just due to the fact that it's late at night, I'm recording this, and no, I am originally from America. I'm just having like a strange little, I don't know. I don't really know why I keep stumbling on my words, but anyways, so, with that, we completed World 1 and defeated Wispy Woods with this hay fever mask. I never actually did finish talking because I was talking really fast. I should slow down. But we also got the first rainbow drop and completed Grasslands. I'm hoping that's the name of that stage because I don't pay attention to the name of the stages, and most of these stages never really came back. We're actually in the sky world, believe it or not. It's kind of weird. We're floating on various cloud structures. So, the next episode of Kirby's Dream Land 2, we will go into this next world, which I am now pressing the A button. Level 2, Big Forest. Ooh, that looked like it hurt. So, anyways, crash landing to see you guys in the next episode of Kirby's Dream Land 2. See ya, bye!